So, um, I don't remember the last video that I post, so I'm about to check. But I've been absolutely busy with work. So pretty much over a month that I did a video. Let me check. So in September, right? So, but it's been like ever since because that doing these small videos ain't really hard to do. But let's so it's been like a month. Let's check. Like ever since August. So been in the past like 2 months or so, I've been busy with work. And I work on Sundays. I don't work every single day, but also that's what comes with, working under the table, being on call and stuff. Um, like I said, I'm still trying to find a trade school, but at the same time, I'm making money on the side, which it's okay. You know, got me some new headsets with that money that I made. Some Sony headsets, the noise cancelers. I upgraded, and you know, I've been chilling. But I've been seeing support in my Cash App by one person, and I don't want to say his name because I don't think he on. I don't think he wants his name out there. But Jay, you've been supporting, so this is basically for you and a couple other people who supported me, man. So when I come back, I'm probably gonna start. Um, I got certain topics that I'm looking for. Um, that whole just Pearly thing after video, it's probably gonna come out. It's not that like it's interesting what all the people is, but since people support me and stuff, I'm gonna put it out. It's not gonna be 100%, but it is what it is because a lot of people it became difficult to find because a lot of people started taking their fucking videos down. That was one of the frustrating parts of the Just Pearly Things situation. The after effect is that a lot of these people who was having it on how this is dumb black community blah blah blah. Half of those motherfuckers took their videos down. So I'm not gonna try to look for all these videos that they took down because they took them down. That's what cowards do in the space. Like Super Slot took half his videos down on Passport Bros. Let's what the hell? So it becomes more of a factor of like hiding seat with these fucking fools who like to sit back and talk shit, but then eventually they they always hide their fucking hand. So it became kind of exhausting. Also, uh, Fem Sapien is in the mix too, and some of those videos are actually going too because the dude that made the videos, I think on Fem Sapien, I think he got his channel taken down, so the history is wiped from that shit. Um, there's a lot of shit that's going. There's a lot of shit that went on that we can't edit. So you probably can try to. I say I don't know. It might have no. It might be hard to like keep up with some of this shit. But that's one of the funny parts about some of this shit, man. Cause they They really are. They really are pieces of shit that hide their hand every chance they get. So I got certain topics that I might stay on and target, and basically to uh, fill the demand of the people who supported me. I have video topics that I have, so I'm gonna name them off that I'm gonna do. Mr. Fantastic. So people been wanting me to talk about Mr. Fantastic and how he's making. He's basically looking like a joke half of the time because he looks like a joke half of the time because this all this dude do is uh say stupid shit and then get mad at the world because he said it. Uh, he went on a dating show, but he's trying to be a so-called male advocate or whatever he's trying to do, but also tell men they need to have sex with just about anything and everything. So I really can't take Buddy seriously. I told y'all we gonna also explore him supporting Jessica X. And mind you, that shit turned out to be kind of that shit turned out to be it didn't work out for a lot of people who, Jerome Whiteside turned it against the Manosphere because he didn't get what he want. Uh, um, you got guys in the space who turned on him, who turned because they couldn't get Jessica X, or how everybody was saying that we need women in the space in order to talk, and we don't need to stop talking about women and all that. We gonna talk about that with Mr. Fantastic because people wanted me to talk about Mr. Fantastic and his like shenanigans. Especially how this dude was trying to lie and say that he was on the not Tasha K, the Kendra D show in order to get numbers, and the dude's Twitter is dry as fuck, and his YouTube videos don't hit any views like that. So, that's it right there. Why so-called high quality women ask for six-figure man just like the low quality women? So, a couple live streams ago, somebody in this space was like, it'll take six figures to get a quality woman. And I'm like, what? I worked on a couple jobs with some Mexican guys, right? And their wives was right there sitting beside them while they were making like $200 a job along with me. So they making $200 a job and they still got a wife, and that's not six figures. So why is it that dudes in this country got to sit here and make six figures for so-called quality loyal women, while dudes overseas or dudes who come from overseas don't have to make that type of shit? And it's weird that I heard somebody say that, like, you got to make six figures. So I'm going to try to break that down, and how it's like, why would you need to make six figures for a so-called high quality woman? Is she going to be spending all the money up like that? Is she gonna be spending? Is she gonna be spending all the money up like that because she's a so-called high quality woman? Is she gonna be making money with you so y'all can spend a lot of money, or is she just a luxury chick? Like it's weird to have somebody say that you gonna need to make six figures in order to have a girl over here, quality woman over here, when there's men over here that they just come over here with their wives and their girlfriends, and a lot of them still with them, and they barely make anything. So it was weird to me. I'll talk about that. What the anti-passport side is not talking about. There's a lot of different things that are happening overseas right now, with white dudes, including this Johnny Samoan dude who went over to Japan and he was just doing racist shit. And the funny thing is, the anti-passport dudes wasn't talking about this guy. There's a lot of women getting arrested overseas. The Dubai shit going on, especially in Dubai. A lot of women now. That destination is probably gonna be a null and void to a lot of women because now they can't act crazy. A lot of women thought that they would go everywhere and act crazy and act how they want to, but now the crazy trucker, whatever her name is, and all the other people who went over Dubai got arrested for years. Now they can't go over there and do nothing. So the money, they gonna have to go to somewhere else. Sex torums, the sex torum, the truth about why they try to use it on men who travel. Why I don't want a family or kids in America. Exposing female advocates and what they don't do. Um, Over bullying in the manosphere. So I got turned off. I was gonna make videos. I was gonna make some videos like a couple weeks ago, but it's this constant "I'm better than you" type of shit from like quote unquote productive dudes. In other communities, they just leave certain groups of guys alone and stop saying that these guys are losers or whatever. You can make an example of these guys, and you could if you're a productive guy. And this is the funny thing about this. And I had a network. I don't have the network no more, right? When I had a network, half of the screenshots that I have were screenshotted for me from somebody else. I literally would lend my profile picture to people and I would pay them to screenshot shit of people talking about me, or they screenshot it and I give them at least $5, $6, $7 or whatever, right? Now, shout out to I say Shaka Sudu, whatever I say, even Chaka, whatever his name is. I gotta hit him up because it's a thing that said he has some clips. So I gotta go run. I have to go ask a lot of people for clips, and I'll pay them like depending on the clip and severity of the clip. We need to start sharing clips for archive, right? Somebody need to make a site for the Black Manosphere or a little group or whatever, and they start sharing these clips, and we should start helping each other make money. Now I got certain clips in here and certain screenshots that if anybody wants them, they can pay like what, a couple dollars for it, like $5, whatever. You know, David Johnson bullshit of saying ladies be nicer. There's a couple clips, but I think we need to start making certain things like that so we can have familiar. Because a lot of people like a lot of arisen of history in the space, and I want everybody to start seeing people for who they really are, and all the shit that they said beforehand before all these new people come. So the over bullying, especially in this space, is weird to me that a lot of so-called productive dudes are in chats just talking shit about so-called unproductive guys or so-called guys who don't get this and don't get that. It's like, hey man, at some point just talk about your shit. That's why I've been in gaming spaces and that shit is toxic sometimes. Anime spaces, wrestling spaces. I can't do the whole manosphere shit anymore because it's fragment. A lot of people got exposed. And then there's certain people that is still in lingering spaces that I don't agree, but like, you got fucking game changers in, on live streams with Mad Bus Driver, and I'm like, why this dude is even on the panel? But he gives him opportunity. Mad Bus Driver gives him opportunity. Game Changer showed that he's a simp. He's on Danica Marie, giving her money and shit, doing all that. I'll never forget the reason why I stopped listening, buddy, because after that situation with Neon Eyes, this nigga decided to go back and still trust women. And both of those chicks, the girl with the soft voice, the Latina with the soft voice, I forgot her name, she turned on his ass, and she turned on the whole damn space. She turned on the whole space on some, you guys need to get yourself together because I'm tired of the complaining or whatever. I don't forgot what she said, right? So, it was kind of like, oh, shocking that this chick turned on you guys. Well, oops, wow, shocking, right? So, I gotta talk about that one. Spies and groups talking against the movement that made them big. So a lot of people want me to talk about not just Austin Holloman, a lot of people who use movements like Andrew Tate and Kevin Samuels and all these people who used to talk shit about Red Pill and MGTOW, and then they got big off the talking points, and then after they got big, they threw it away. And it's a pattern now. You start seeing these dudes do this shit. Um, Sex skills difference between men and ugly overweight women. So basically, I'm basically saying, because I was writing this real quick, it's a differentiation between the sexual experience for ugly ass guy or ugly ass chick, and for different skill set. Like a lot of these dudes will brag about having sex with an ugly woman or some shit talking about how ugly women got great vagina or whatever they be saying. And at some point you kind of look at them and be like, so you had sex with all these ugly ass women to find out who has quote unquote good vagina, which is weird because it's like you can't talk against men not wanting to have sex out here or men doing this and men doing that when you're out here advocating for men to just have sex with random motherfucking females. For random females, and then you be like, "Oh yeah, man, y'all making it. It's getting harder because the simps. It's getting harder because the simps, the simps, the simps." It's like, no, it's not the simps. It's you. It can't be the simps because simps. I mean, it can't be the so-called guys who paying and all this other shit because they can't even get sex. But the guys who out here giving these women confirmation bias penis, we'll talk about it, right? We'll talk about all these guys that are adding to the fact that the reason why these guys got, reason why these females have a lot of mental issues overall. Okay. The women in the space turned out to be just what I said and exposing everyone who supported them. So I try my best for that because a lot of people took their chance. They stuffed down. But yeah, man, you know, Raining Woman, the same woman who was in the Black Manosphere for years, saying she's a good woman, and then turned out, then she turned on the Black Manosphere. No, she turned on the Black Manosphere and she turned on Passport Bros and all the stuff that she said she was so-called betraying. Well, she's doing this shit in Jada Black chat. She has a wrench. She is now pretending like she's not. Now she's in a but Jada Black is in the Black Manosphere. Jada Black has an own little simp space. Like I said, I go on Jada Black's channel because I don't, when you bored or you got like space or time or you downloading something or you have to like catch the time because early in the morning I gotta wake up like early in the morning to get up to go to work, and sometimes I wake up before I have to so I can have more time to pre-plan because I gotta like have a little duffel bag or whatever, so just in case, because I had to go out and buy a portable charging or charging storage energy storage bank because my phone would be dying and shit, so I had to get that. So in between periods of breaks or whatever, you kind of you kind of have to like have something to do a little bit. um you see her now in that you see her now in Jada Black space pretending that she's the good girl again. And I have to tell y'all, there's a reason why you seeing these people in this space, or should I say, there's a reason why you see these women in this space. And I said this before, but people didn't want to listen. I said there's a reason why these chicks come in this space, because they have nothing going on in real life. Same thing with so-called productive people who go around talking shit, massive shit about unproductive people. They have a lot of time and they're not busy. And I was right about that, man. If you were a productive guy, man, like I said, I wasn't on here for like almost a month or something. And I made a video, and that was an easy video to make. And I'm not talking on it. I just talked a little bit. It's because I was busy. But I wasn't just busy. It was that I didn't want to use my free time to make videos right now. It was like, oh yeah, man, wait, I gotta I got a detox. I needed a, you know, I needed a what you call it, how can I put it? What is it? What is it? Uh, fuck. I'm trying to find the word. Um, it'll come to me. Um, let's see. Um, a routine. There you go. There you go. I see it there. I have to have a routine after work or while I'm doing work so I can basically be 100% the next day or be 100% the next week and have a clear mindset. Because when I didn't have a routine, it was kind of hard to maintain certain things. I'm like, man, I don't even want to be here. And then eventually it was like, okay, you got to get prepared. You got to make this money and you got to be good with it. And once I, got clear to doing that, it was like, okay, I'm okay. I'm doing it now. And I was, I wasn't. It's not like you want to be there 100%, but now it's tolerable. Where it's like I know that it's just a pause moment, and when I get home, I can do exactly what I want to do, and I have whatever free time I have. I do this and do this. It's like pre-planning, right? So it's good to have a routine or whatever after it, but that's what it is. But I don't get the point of like getting online while you're productive and just saying, "Oh man, these guys are this and that." It's like, man, they should be ignored. If you actually are that dude, you need to just get rid. You just need to phase these motherfuckers out. That's it. Because at some point, I'm like, in real life, I make myself look a certain way where the wrong people don't approach me like that. Like it's very obvious that I don't need the wrong people to approach me at all. And I'm happy about that. I learned the secret sauce. I'm not gonna complain about not having women attention in real life when I put myself in a position where I don't need that in real life, man. I got too many things to worry about. I ain't trying to worry about whatever bullshit that motherfuckers have going on before me. And I'm good with that. So it's a lot of that going on out here now. Like, yeah, man, I'm a super productive guy, and you guys are losers. Like, okay, man. Uh, yeah. But the women come in this space. They kind of use the productive guys to go against the so-called unproductive guys. And I seen it. It's in MOT's chat where it's, I mean, not chat. Yeah, MOT's chat where they blocking people and doing certain things, and they're like, "Oh yeah, man, those guys over there are losers," and it's like, man, I ain't know, I ain't know what turned to this. Like, like, wait, what are you talking about, man? I'm like, why you're so busy just up there like getting on one group of people when you see guys that are doing certain things? Like, man, I don't, braggadocious people when they're winning. The one thing about humbleness about certain people, certain races, they might be braggadocious behind the scenes, but when you give black people too much money or something, they seem to try to like shit on every single body they can, and it becomes more of a like, ugh. It's like, oh yeah, man, they should never gave you niggas money, because you guys are like turning around, trying to pretend that everybody can do this and everybody can do that. And it's like, nah, not everybody can do this. Not everybody can do that because it's not in their mentality. Sometimes it's not in their mentality, but I broke it down in a couple videos, right? So, now you got women who coming in this space. The newer generation of women that's coming in this space using certain men to go against a narrative against other guys. So I'm starting to see that too. So I'm gonna talk about that, about the guys who let these women use them as tools and shit. What the hell? Okay. The dirty culture of women putting men down in America, right? So I'll talk about that, where both men and women seem to have a culture of putting down men and feeling good about it. And people are acting like, oh, you could just ignore it. But then in everyday life, sometimes, not all the time, you see that women think it's okay to try to put down people. Now, I can tell you from experience, I can look anywhere the fuck I want, and motherfuckers know, not because they scared or any of that bullshit. Um, it's because a lot of them understand what comes with talking shit about a random person that you don't know, and not knowing what they got on them and not knowing what they're capable of. Sometimes it's good to just shut your mouth and look, and that's all. Because some of the other people who, had the balls to talk all that shit, a lot of them got got their payback from the shit that they were doing back in the day. And I ain't have no kind of, how can I put it? I ain't have no kind of I ain't have no empathy for them because, well, they was out there talking shit before. Where it was like, hey man, fuck out of here. You sitting here thinking that you always gonna be on top all the time, and you're not. But this culture of like putting down guys, it's really, to me, is detrimental. But hey, if you ignore all these people, what other side said, if you ignore all these people, somehow, some way it's gonna go away. I'm like, nah, it's not gonna go away. It's just gonna get worse because people in real life, like I said, they don't do it, but then some people do try it. They will try to be like, oh yeah, well, I can get away with like talking down to this person, and you be like, yo, buddy, like that's not gonna work out for you in the long run. You might want to chill that out. Might want to chill that out. But and that's the funny thing about it too. When I just started working, uh, I found some great fucking Brazilian funk music, man. And the winter is already over. I'm like, man, I could have been, grabbing some Brazilian funk music, because sometimes when I go out, I'll be blasting some of my Brazilian. I go out and some of my Brazilian funk music. I'll be, having my stuff on me. And people be like, "Oh, what the hell? Why is this dude listening to this shit?" I'm like, "Nah, nah, nah." I'm like, "I don't listen to your hip hop bullshit. I listen to this shit right here." So, where is it at? Okay. Um, I have video on that. Dysfunctional people getting jobs over responsible people. So, I know a situation where there's somebody who just came out of prison, and somehow, some way, I was asked. Somebody was like, "Yo, man, why is it all these motherfucking dudes from jail getting better opportunities than guys who are not in jail? And we got to sit here and keep looking and looking and looking and looking and looking and get all these damn unlocked cheat codes and this and that just to go get great jobs. And we got to work our way up, while a person from jail gets out of jail and they get a job that's like 18, 19, $20 an hour." And I'm like, they do that shit by design. I'm like, oh, you got to know the system. And like, yes, you do got to know the system. And then when you find out about the system, you like, what the fuck? I got to go to school for this and this and this and that. And then somehow, some way, this guy gets out of jail right then and there just to give this type of job right here, where I had to work and get a trade and this and this and that. It's like, whoa, 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 whoa. This ain't fun to know. This ain't fun to know that your your government or your city has more. How can I put it? Has more. Is doing more for people who come out of jail they're doing for people who actually not in jail. It's like, okay, y'all really out here pretending that there's all these programs out here, but I remember one point where it was a program. There was some couple of programs, and there was people hiding the programs from me. They hid the program from me, and they was like, "Oh, there ain't no program. Oh, they're not this. They're not that. They're not this. They're not that." And then they was given they was given certain programs to they was given the not the programs they was given leads to certain programs to different people that they liked, and it became more like, what the fuck, y'all motherfuckers are doing this type of shit behind the scenes. And you wonder why a lot of people have a hard time trusting trusting the so-called system, when you got motherfuckers who have a lot of power, and they control a certain system of stuff. They're out here they're out here fucking well, they're out here, taking certain programs from certain people and they're giving it to other ones. And also, some of these people that are very dysfunctional, they're out here doxing people. Like, you know how many chicks that work for the government or the city, and that's how some of these chicks actually be having people's name and numbers and stuff. That's how they be doxing guys and doxing people in general. It'd be like, hey, they find somebody's name or something like that, and then they go and and put that person's name out there, and it'd be like, oh, how did they get this person's name? Like, oh, because somebody they know worked for certain people. I'm like, wow, it's weird that y'all letting them do that, and they don't get fired from it. They never get fired from some of that shit, and they hide. And when you ask certain people about, like, hey man, why are these people out here letting these people do all this? They're like, oh, they not letting them do that. They just can't find them. Like, how you can't find them when they they're out here literally doxing people, and you're out here talking about how the system is working and this and this and that. Like, hey man, if they able to work into a place that's about information, and they're out here doxing people, it becomes more of a silly thing to let these people still have a job in a place where they have secrets. And then not only that, they don't get arrested. So it becomes more like, okay, man, y'all out here acting and pretending like somehow, some way, these people always seem to go to jail for the shit that they do. Sometimes, not all the time. There's a lot of people misappropriating funds and shit like that. So that's a topic that I'll talk about. How a lot of dysfunctional people seem to be getting job opportunities over functional people, and how they be just rearranging stuff. How regular jobs got overly too many motherfuckers in there that really are unproductive, or should I say, not unproductive, problematic people, right? They got problematic people in in these jobs that start drama and trouble, and they make it harder for you to work there or whatever. They got that in like a whole bunch of jobs, right? Let's see. Okay. So a couple other stuff, man, but I'm gonna try to like make some videos if I come up with a topic that ain't including this, but I'll try to like make sure that I get a couple videos out in between or whatever. So that, that's what the update, man. I've been busy with work. I needed to get a couple things and plan for a couple of things. But let's see, what is it? Yeah, that's about it, man. Um, so if I don't make no videos in like a couple weeks or whatever, I'm busy with other stuff. But I'm gonna be trying to make some videos before I like post like under the newest video. I'm probably not gonna post the Cash App and none of that, whatever. But a couple other videos I'll post to see who's gonna support or whatever, and that's about it, man. Um, but I'm still gonna like make the videos. I just gotta like layer certain topics and find little videos and link certain things that talk about certain things because it's getting harder and harder for some of these videos to do videos on because a lot of these motherfuckers have literally took down half of their catalog where it's like, oh yeah, I talked about these group of people all the time, blah blah blah, and they turned around and they turned around and wipe their live streams out. Like, oh yeah, man, these red pill dudes are like that, and then they took their videos down. Or some of them made their videos in members only. And I'm like, man, I'm not paying you for no content, man. I already pay Stardom and other sites for wrestling content and stuff. I am not gonna pay you to hear you talk shit about me or talk shit about other groups of people or just sit there and just let motherfuckers control you, man. I am not gonna allow that to happen. That's the reason why I only supported a couple other people, cause I got burned before. Supported Reg the bad guy, the motherfucker. He 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 decided it was a good idea to let Randy Woman in her chat with her rich abilities start blocking people and shit. And she mainly blocked me because I kept calling her out. And when I tried to tell him like an honest dude, I'm like, hey man, why don't you control the people who got mods in your shit? He didn't want to listen. I'm like, okay, buddy. I'm like, I got you on fucking what's you call it? What's his name? Patreon. I'm like, I'm gonna unsubscribe from this motherfucker from Patreon. Like, I ain't gonna pay this nigga no money, for this dude to do this type of shit. Like, fuck this dude. And after that, I'm like, man, that's why I see that people don't rock with that dude no more, cause he's a fucking simp, old ass simp. So yeah, man, that's the thing, man. It's a lot of topics that come up from some of these people, and they just. A lot of these people are taking down live streams and they taking down live streams. They putting that shit in members only behind paywalls, and it's like man, hey man, I don't got time to be sitting here doing all this, man. I don't got time to be sitting here doing all this for people who hide their shit, man. Cause some of the motherfuckers really hide. Like, they really, really be hiding the shit that they be saying to people. And that's the new thing. Putting on members only. Like, I don't got time for that, man. You wanna hide. I thought y'all was this, yo man, I'm alpha, I'm this and I'm that. I'm like, man, why you gotta hide? And somebody wanted me to talk about Fresh and Fit too, but I'm like, man, I'm not gonna talk about Fresh and Fit. We already knew that Fresh and Fit was fake. We already knew that they was fake and phony with all that shit that they was saying. And niggas went and went. Then niggas went. It's like, it's weird that they went. It's the same thing with the Kevin Samuels shit. Motherfuckers went. It was weird because they went like, "Hey man, what you doing?" Oh no, Kevin Samuels speak the truth, and Kevin Samuels do all this, and Kevin Samuels, and I'm like, I can't believe y'all niggas are believing this dude. Then when he passed away, it was kind of like, oh shit, what we gonna do now, Willis? Like, no man, what you wanna do? Like I said, man, it was weird, but it's a lot of stuff that went, like, it's a lot of shit that you see that these guys are doing. Taking videos down, blocking certain people. Yeah, man, that's about it, man. Like, I'm distracted, but yeah. So that's been the update, man, on everything. So I've been busy and everything else, man. But like I said, it's getting really hard now because a lot of these people like to, once again take their shit down, put it in members only. Like I said, some of this shit is not. Some of it feels like it ain't worth it anymore because it was easier to show to these motherfuckers how fake these motherfuckers are. But a lot of these guys are very, very dishonest and they putting content, hiding shit, doing all the type of shit. Like, you know, there's shit that Angry Man did like 2, 3 years ago, and he was on DJ Kuda shit. And he probably told DJ Kuda to take it down. I went back, and I think I couldn't see it because live streams, man. If when live streams go like 8, 9 hours and shit, I go right to sleep, wake up, and they still doing it. Which is kind of like, eh. But like I said, man. So if some of the videos are too hard to do or to see like it's half-ass or whatever, it's not because I don't care. It's because a lot of these motherfuckers is frustrating because they keep hiding shit. So